I can't give you a split on that, but I can tell you that the bulk of the HP infrastructure belongs to Eskom. And Eskom does all the planning, linking in with customer requirements, but looking at the overall stability and power transportability. So Eskom does all the planning. Eskom does all the execution of the expansion and infrastructure requirements through EPCM type contract. So Eskom basically does a lot of the engineering work, but the construction work is outsourced, and the ops and maintenance on these networks and the controls is done by Eskom.
Okay, understood.
Okay, and the last big sector, as I mentioned to you, is the IPPs. IPPs, the first round of IPPs, the program I think was run in and around 2014. The South African IPP program was quite a trendsetter in terms that we didn't do it on a refit tariff. It was done in an open auction system. So people bid into the round, they cleared their prices based on the capacity that was allocated for the round. So we have a mix of concentrated solar power plants, both parabolic truss and tower technology, solar PV, wind, biogas, and small hydro, small-scale hydro that came out of this renewable energy program. In the last round, there was an award for 2 coal-fired plants. The intention was that both of them would be fluidized bed. Sorry, not fluidized bed. What is it called? A coal bed methane type of product. No, sorry, they were going to be fluidized bed, not coal bed methane. Definitely fluidized bed. But those projects are still under very, very heavy environmental challenge. So although the 2 projects have been allocated to IPPs, they haven't closed as yet financially. So for all intents and purposes, the bulk of the independent power producers are in the renewable energy sector.
Mm-hmm. So if you are an IPP solar producer, and you need to be hooked up to the grid, who do you go to? I mean, that's not your responsibility.
This is where the all roads lead back to Eskom, so to speak. So the way the IPP program is rolled out is Eskom provides you with a connection from a substation into the grid. The cost of that connection is borne by the project, but it is integrated into the network. And the cost of you connecting to you as the project owner connecting to the substation is the cost of the developer, but then that infrastructure belongs to you. So typically you'd build your solar field as close to a substation as you possibly can get environmental clearance and land permits for. You would connect to the substation, and from the substation onwards, in fact, I think, in most instances from the step-up transformer. So your step-up transformer belongs to you, and then, it connects you supply into a network. If Eskom has to do any control thereafter, all of that infrastructure belongs to Eskom. There has been a lot of challenges from a planning point of view with this approach, because the IPP program has catered for the cost to be charged to Eskom and the recovery thereof in the project only for the last stage connection. And there's been significant challenges on both the transmission and the distribution networks for upstream strengthening in terms of adding new load onto existing infrastructure.
Can you detail that a bit more? What does it mean? Sorry.
Okay, so what it means is, let's say, for example, I am connecting to a 132 kV sub.
Yes.
So between that 132 kV sub and the nearest main grid infrastructure, Eskom would give me a quote. Let's say I'm an IPP, Eskom would give me a quote. And let's say it's 80 million rand, for example. So I'd pay Eskom the 80 million rand, and I'm allowed to recover that 80 million in the price that I charge, that I've bid in, my auction price.
Yes.
So the power purchase agreement price includes the price of that construction. What Eskom's challenge is that when they put another line or put another connection into the grid, if it requires some upstream strengthening from the point of connection, that cost is not attributable to the IPP. So Eskom has to carry that cost as part of the general network cost.